Dr. John Mensah. Doctor, how are you? Doctor, check your microphone. It's muted. Okay, once Doctor unmutes, we accord him the necessary welcome. We are waiting for our reporters. Like I said, once again, the cup final is today. That's the African Cup of Nations. It's gone to 0-0, Senegal 0, Morocco 0. Morocco had a penalty at the end of time, but they couldn't score the penalty. And so now it's extra time. Wow, this is dangerous waters. All right, so let me welcome Bethany. Bethany, thank you so much. Yes, London girl joined. Thank you so much. We have Hair by Sarah. We have H. Saf, Mr. Kwesi, Josephine, Sunny, Lily joined. Say hi. Yes, Lily, welcome. We see all of you. Emma Erama Yeboah. Yes, that's away from me. We love you to the maximum. Okay, the show continues unabated. We are looking at the whole year, issues pertaining all of us. But we'll be focusing, our reporters will bring us news from Mother Ghana, and we'll look at one or two from the rest of Africa as well. Yes, bear with me. I could see I'm coming in and out of my microphone, but bear with me, yeah? Everything will be fine. My technicians and engineers are working hard on it. All right, so Nigeria beat Egypt to take the third spot. Egypt taking the fourth spot. And the final, which is today, Senegal and Morocco are 0-0, and we are into the extra time. So we bring you stories from that part of the world. All right, so let me just take synopsis from, okay, let me see, Dr. John Mensah, unmute yourself. Doctor, can you hear me? Okay, we are still waiting for Doctor to unmute. Okay, so let's take some of the top stories from across the world, yeah, from across the world, as we look to do it each and every time. Okay, so let me go straight and look at some of the interesting news. Bear with me. Once again, welcoming our good friends on our social media handles. Thank you so much. We love you. I'll be mentioning you lot. And if you have something to say, you can actually join us or write at the bottom, and then I'll definitely read it as well. Yes. As we make it very interactive and inclusiveness. We are covering a whole channels and platforms. We have this particular show on Voice of London Television. So you can join us there as well on www.voltv.co.uk. You can join us there right now, and you can pick us live at the website as well, and that particular channel. You can also pick us on all the social media handles, and then exclusively as well, and partake and be part of the great works that we bring along. Okay, so quickly, looking at the news, we have let me just make sure I get these ones right before I go live with them. Okay, great. Yes, so Europe won't be blackmailed, the Danish Prime Minister says in wake of President Donald Trump's Greenland threats. In wake of President Donald Trump's threats. So the Danish Prime Minister standing up to President Donald Trump in the wake of the threats regarding Greenland. Okay, so let's move on and look at other interesting stories. From the Middle East, Syria agrees ceasefire with Kurdish-led forces after 2 weeks of clashes. So there we go. And then the board that has been, let me put it this way, Israel pushes back on President Donald Trump's picks for executives on board of peace in Gaza. This is another interesting one. Okay, fears grips Iran. Iran's internet shutdown could lead to extreme digital isolation. And then going around the world, 6 killed in Pakistan shopping mall. And then we have in Europe, gangland killing at a funeral shocks French island. That's an incident that's taking place there. And then we have, okay, this to do with Greenland still. Let's move on from that. What's a 7th term for 81-year-old leader means for Uganda? So looking at a story from Uganda, we know that a former general who is a bit feeble, and I don't think is, I know 81, there are people who are very strong. But this general, former general, seems to be very weak, a very tall general, 81 years, and still wants political power in Uganda. So what is happening is that he's been re-elected. So former supporters of Uganda President Yoweri Museveni is resounding victory in the just concluded election. It's a vindication of his 40-year-long rule. Whoa, for 40 good years, he's held on to power. So that's another story. Let's then move on and look at the CAF incident that took place. Senegal, this is a big day for Africa. It's the CAF final match today in Morocco. And what has happened is that in the final dying minutes, a penalty was awarded to Morocco. Unfortunately, they could not score. So we have extra time over there in Morocco. All right, so let's go straight and also look at our panelists who have come. I think Doctor, have you unmuted yet? Okay. Okay, Doctor is not hearing me, so let me go straight to Teddy, and then we can move on as our reporters will also join us. Yes. So, Teddy, are you hearing me? Okay, patience with me. We'll get all of them coming on live. Okay, so if you can unmute, in the interim, let me just big up my social media friends that have joined us. Yes, they want invites. Yes. Zayana, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Let me welcome Jupiter joined. Jupiter, yes, how are you? Okay, and then Juma Wa, we thank you. We have GECKO, great stuff. Lopez, join us. Thank you, Lopez. They all want to invite, that's good. And then we have Nazarites, join us. Samiyaye, join us. Joseph Tipi, join us. And Joyce, join us from Ghana. Thank you all. I'll be mentioning you and some of your write-up beneath. Let's be very courteous over here, and let's not be controversial. Let's accord everybody, but then let's take to facts moving forward and how best we can actually rebuild Mother Africa. Once again, you are watching Voice of London Television. My name is Nana from the hearts of London, and this is the Diaspora Voice, speaking truth to power. Yes, Teddy, can you hear me now? Okay, Teddy is muted. John, Dr. John Mensah? Okay, we'll still be trying. Once they unmute, we get them on board. Once they unmute, we get them on board. So, like I was saying, a lot of things have happened, and we all know what is transpiring across the globe. Just by the new year, we had America also going to take Maduro from Venezuela. That's a hot news. Everybody has heard about it, I'm sure. And then we've seen the global uproar. And then we've also seen the attempts by the leader of the biggest, should I say, democracy country in the world, the US, talking about Greenland. Yes. And I think the Europeans are not very happy with that. And I understand there are some tariffs that is going to be hitting Greenland, which is actually it's a sovereign country, but Greenland apparently is owned by the Danish government. So all these things are interesting happenings that is going on. Yes. We also know that the world has become a different place. China, Russia, and the BRICS, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, leading the parallel group as to the Western Bloc. Yes, so the world is shaping up. We in the media fraternity are watching closely, and anything that is of interest will definitely be bringing it to you. Yes. Okay, I see Teddy is now. Teddy, you can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, thank you for coming on. So, whilst we wait for our reporters for the Pan-African news and the Ghana news, briefly, the CAF final is today. And we heard that Senegal and Morocco are in, 0-0 by penalty given to Morocco the last minutes, and that got Senegal to leave the pitch. But when the penalty was taken, the guy did a penenka, that swerve, stylish way of taking penalties, and so they couldn't score. And so they've gone into the extra time. Any view on that briefly, Teddy?
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm told. Where is it being held?
It's being held in Morocco.
Oh dear.
But then, let me interject. I'm only interjecting. I'm not cutting you. We also heard earlier that, as a host nation, they were supposed to take care of Senegal, including Senegal securities and everything. But apparently, Senegal had to take the train. No security. They were given the train, and they felt that they've been mistreated. I think if that is the case, we are with allegedly, because we need to be careful with what we put out there. If that is the case, then CAF needs to look into it. Teddy.
I don't think they'll do. I don't think there's much they'll do because it has all. If we check the history, it has always been the same thing. Anytime it's Morocco or especially Morocco or Algeria against the rest of Africa, it's always the same. The biases, they always get their way, and it's quite unfortunate. It's always the same. The officiating is the same, and there's always control. So I'm not surprised Senegal walked out of the pitch when the penalty. I'm not surprised at all. It's predictable in a way, so I'm not surprised.
Right. Okay, so moving away from there, I picked up a news from the global angle. They just brief interjections before we go for our main report. After President Trump went to Venezuela, of course, accusing Maduro of the drugs and also the oil deals and whatever, was able to get Maduro to go and stand in the U.S. court. Now, Greenland He wants to take Greenland, and the Europeans are standing up. Brief take on that. Any brief take?
Uh, the whole thing is I think it's to do with the,
It's more
yeah
of politics. Is it a
it,
bit like more of a geopolitics, isn't it?
I think it's just I think if you look at the history of the Republican Party, anytime they are in power, they always have an ideological hatred of socialist governments in Latin America. Latin America socialist governments don't kowtow to them, and also the socialist governments take a nationalistic view when it comes to their natural mineral resources, and
Mm.
by so doing, it hits the American companies. But
Yeah.
this particular one was to do with cutting the chain supply of China. Remember, China spends 99% of her money buying oil from both Venezuela and Russia. So by doing that, they've cut the chain supply of it's just to spite China. That's basically the whole thing, just to spite China.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Doc, uh, Doc, can you unmute yourself? Okay, wow. Okay, whilst Doc is trying to unmute himself, yeah, Teddy, we have this 81-year-old general in Uganda who has won his elections to stand in the political dynamics of Uganda. What do you make out of that?
I
The
think I
guy
think
can,
I think I,
yeah,
I
go.
think I think Uganda should I think they should stop making a spectacle of themselves. They shouldn't be holding elections at all. They should just have an elected dictator in power without holding elections because it's always the same thing, isn't it? The guy will probably die in office. That's the problem. Museveni will probably die in office.
Yes, and when we also saw the screen pictures, live pictures of the guy, he can hardly stand. He needs to be held to actually
But,
climb
but
to
you
the
remember
podium.
you remember uh, uh, how they call this guy Banda. He was virtually 99 and blind.
Yes,
Banda. Yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
99 and blind. And
This,
even Gabon,
and
the son was partially stroke, partial, it was partially paralyzed.
we
And look
shouldn't forget the Cameroon guy too, innit?
at a 92-year-old man. Yeah, I
Oh
think
my God.
I'm told
Okay,
that
interesting.
people deliberately want to keep him there to export it. People are just there deliberately keeping him there.
Okay, Teddy, breaking news, breaking news. We've just heard that Senegal, after Morocco missing the penalty, Senegal has gone ahead. So it's 1-0 in the
Oh, that's good.
94th minute, and the
Oh,
game is still live and going. As I promised, I'll be updating our worldwide viewers and audiences. Senegal leads 1-0. The game is still playing extra time. We await to what is going to happen. Okay, so yes, that's the latest. Okay, yes. So we were talking about these 90s and old guards taking over power in Africa. And once they get power, even in their young days, sometimes they don't want to relinquish that power. So looking at that, let's then compare to Mother Ghana. It seems that Ghana's political terrain and the democracy is not perfect, but probably Ghana can take a cue, can put his head up, isn't it?
I think it's all to do with our tolerance. I think no matter the system, no matter the corruption and the poverty, and remember, because of our tolerance, we haven't suffered any civil war like our neighbors. So I think we shouldn't take what we have for granted.
Mm, wow. And you think a leader like Museveni staying in power for 40 years um, has the pros and cons? You think the pros outweighs the cons?
Well, the point is you have to look at the well-being of the Ugandans. What have they since
Mm,
what's the standard of living there? What's the progress? Has it brought any beneficial interest to the country economically?
right.
That's
That's interesting. Interesting take. All right. Now let's look at the topics we wanted to talk about. 1 year in after the elections back home in Ghana, uh, people are coming out to say this is a government that has been able to be in office without any corruption. Would you say that is the same case from your angle?
Uh, I
That looks a bit impossible, isn't it? A whole year and no political scandal?
mm, it doesn't mean that nothing is happening, but well, we can't say much about that. But what I want to say is that in regard to the economy, I think
Yeah.
there are many things that come into play. I think what I would say will probably sound a bit controversial here. Well, I think the goal for this thing was probably the brain behind it. People want to disagree is probably Baumia. The goal issue Baumia was the brain behind it. And secondly, we have I think fortune favors the brave, and I think the because gold has appreciated more than expected, it has given the current government more how do you call it more foreign exchange, and it has enhanced their hands. It has given them the leeway to do things. So I think it's a plus for them.
Yes. Now, we have a situation where we've seen that prior to the elections, we had inflation, interest rates, and the foreign exchange all high. All those have come down.
Yeah,
What's your take on that? Thinking that was there any magic wand or any
yeah,
secrets? Yeah,
yeah.
go on.
Yeah, as I said, what
Mhm.
has helped is the external factors of the appreciation of gold,
Right.
bringing in more yields than expected. So it has given them the flexibility and leeway to maneuver. So I think that has brought a relief to the government, unexpected yields. Yeah. So I think that's more of a major contributing factor.
Right. So let's say
But my,
sometimes,
my but
yeah,
my
go
my
on.
but my only worry is propping up artificially, propping up the city artificially with
Right,
billions of pounds, billions of dollars.
right.
It's unsustainable because if you recall, Thatcher did the same things and it didn't work.
Okay,
But for,
let me welcome Godfrey. Godfrey, can you hear me, Godfrey?
Yeah, Nana.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Our fervent journalist and broadcaster, Sir Godfrey Asante, is on there. Um, Godfrey, um, we just heard that Senegal, the finals that is being played in Morocco, has gone ahead with a 1-0, even though a penalty was awarded to Morocco earlier on. They couldn't score the penalty, convert the penalty. So, and then Senegal just went ahead with the 1-0. Have you heard anything from your end on the grounds of Africa where you are calling from?
Uh, thank you, Osagyefo. If I
Oh,
may comment about
sorry.
the maiden Cup of Nations, I think Senegal has, deserved to be the champions because their performance of this the African Cup of Nations was a top notch. Because I did watch their matches and other stuff. Sadio Mane and his other colleagues deserve to be crowned as a champion for this maiden edition. In
Yeah,
fact,
but you know, in football, anything can happen. So,
yeah, Morocco did they decided to do a host and win, but I think Senegal is a good team. Senegal has a
anyway,
team.
Senegal is leading 1-0 now. So let's we'll be breaking news and coming in with whatever transpired.
Yeah, and I know Senegal will just crown the champion of this.
Hey, why? Are you a prophet now?
Oh, no, I'm not a prophet, but as I said earlier on, I had the opportunity to watch some of their matches, and
Yes.
in fact, their performance is not something that Morocco has a difficult to score when it comes to scoring. When at the group stage it was 2-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, other extra time and those kind of things. And Senegal and Nigeria, this Cup of Nations, it was I was even predicting Senegal and Nigeria, but it couldn't even happen. So I know definitely Senegal will defeat Morocco. Morocco, being host nation, cannot win this year Cup of Nations. I doubt. Maybe something can happen, but I doubt it.
Okay. Now, can you give us the brief headline that you have for us tonight, and then we can quickly.
Nana, if there's there's not any other stories, but there's one or two stories that is trending. This cyber security issues, there's a Abu Trika issue, but the cyber security crime officers this week, let me say this week, has arrested 53 persons for this cyber related offenses. Nana, only in Accra, not even Kumasi and other stuff. It looks like the cyber crime is on the rise.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the CID, the police SWAT unit is doing, but
yeah,
I can say it's a good indication because the cyber security the situation is on the rise, and I think mostly the Nigerians you see, I don't know. When anytime there is any arrest, the Nigerian nationality are more than the Ghanaians.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. I don't know what is going on. Maybe they coming here to do this kind of job that's helped them. I don't know whether they cannot do this at Nigeria, but rather coming to Ghana and doing this kind of cyber security issues. I don't know. Maybe they fear Trump will pursue them.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the 53 just in Accra, and this is just a small number because I'm sure it's a huge number.
only in Accra. So if only just in Accra 53, it means
to do the
when
whole
they decided to go, come again.
to do the whole regions.
Yeah,
At
that's what
least
I'm doing.
a journey of 1,000 miles, the first step has to be taken, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay, let me ask Teddy, your view on the cybercrime. How can the whole of Ghana and Africa keep the cyber issue?
I think it's to do with the law, isn't it? It's to do with the law. Trying to the law being potent. Actually, trying to how to call it. I think we can do something about it. We can do something about it. If only with the law enforcement are serious about it. But probably compromise, probably political pressure will let them do it. And I think it's the big guys in Nigeria have probably monopolized it. So you get the remnants coming to Ghana, and they see that Ghana is probably. I think that our laws are probably weak. That's why they all come here in their numbers to exploit it. Yeah.
All right, Godfrey, you were mentioning aside the cyber, I think the cyber security crime is a very serious one, especially.
Our own Abu Trika was even arrested due to this kind of cyber security issues.
Yes.
So it looks like the government is trying to find a solution to this kind of issues because they believe the situation is alarming. So that's why maybe the cybersecurity institution has decided to do this kind of sweep. So I think it's as my senior brother said, is a good in the right direction. But as to how they will continue to do this kind of things, because there are so many people doing this business that they are not in this kind of areas, that some have even have doing this in their own houses and other stuff. But
Can
these
I
are
ask a
the
question? Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah,
Is
go
it
on.
is this different from what this lady did, Hajia, for real? Is it
it's
different?
different. It's different.
Because I heard that she in her plea bargain, I think volunteer information. I think since then they've been so a few arrests of the big kingpins in Ghana. I don't know whether this is also part of it or it's different. I don't know.
Nigeria for Real's own it was involving this kind of white powder. It wasn't
Oh,
about this kind of
isn't it
yeah.
romancing the
It,
romance scam?
yeah, that one was one side of the story, but the other one too was the one that I'm just saying.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's why she was even kept over there so that they can do more investigation to arrest these perpetrators.
But she's back in town chilling. I've seen clips of her.
I don't know how she was able to, survive in this situation. I don't know.
I think she was extradited actually after serving her
Yeah,
sentence.
the white they have their own ways of doing these kind of things. They can even allow you thinking that you are safe, but they can put a red alert on you whatever you are doing. They will be monitoring.
No,
So
I think after giving a plea bargain where she volunteered information and she served her sentence, she was extradited. So she's a free woman now.
yeah. But I don't know. Nobody has been arrested
I think she's
about
giving.
her giving, as you are saying, information or not. I don't know.
The big guys the boat, that boat and all those people, all those guys. I think it's because of her information to the FBI and all those people.
Okay, because I'm not aware of that. I know this that boat and this one guy was arrested before her release. So I don't know whether
So will you gentlemen say that the unemployment, the factories and industries plays a major role in getting the youth and most of these cybercrime people to go? And then when they finish school, especially those that goes into IT and stuff, they also get involved, and this has become a very, something that is huge. A similar issue with the what we galamsey thing, isn't it? Or what do you think?
I think I'll beg to differ. I think that's the perception created. But I think organized crime is so huge that even if assuming there's employment, it's big in America. It's big in America. But look at the economy. Look at criminality in America. It's big. But the point is, the money involved their returns are huge. So they will never be satisfied with getting a paid job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's the
so,
money.
what about the way those people who are able to make the money through the fraud, also the way they flaunt it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Isn't that also like trying to rub it in the face of the many poor?
So the poor are compelled to join them. They said, look, if crime pays, why be poor?
So this is then a serious canker,
Oh, definitely. We are seeing a Mexico Colombia type of system emerging actually
Right.
on a lower scale.
Oh dear. So are we all safe yet?
Crime will be advanced forever. We can only reduce it, but not to a zero level, not to a zero tolerance. It will be reduced if you are serious.
Yes. Okay, Godfrey, you mentioned the cybersecurity. What else?
Dana,
Yes.
there is accident incident that I just wanted to talk about at Esuboy area. That's Accra Kumasi Highway. 34 injured. That was a bus crash and 34. In fact, these accident issues, has been becoming something that the whole nation is even talking about, how we can, deal with this highway accident and those kind of things. People are even always talking about how we can dualize our major routes, because from here to Kumasi, you just only one trunk. I don't know how Nana UK. I don't know how you guys, when you are traveling this kind of highway, I don't think.
But Godfrey, I'm only interjecting. Do you know that when in the 60s, Ghana had the Tema motorway, even before Britain finished its M1? And if you see the amount of motorways and the A1s and the roads in the UK, you'll be marveled. So why couldn't Ghana and Africa sustain whatever good they start? That's my question.
Nana, I'll rather say a leadership problem, because after our first president of the republic, that's Dr. Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah,
yes,
constructing Tema motorway, it looks like, I don't know, unless maybe they have a different way of giving us any explanation, because it looks like we cannot dualize our major routes. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. And these things are even causing a lot of accidents, because if the roads are being dualized, it will reduce the rate of
Yes.
let me say the accident rate, because we are just having this kind of this one way this kind of road system, which is giving us this kind of problem, because I think you having the N1 after Tema motorway from Accra Mall to Malam Junction, that's where you can just get this highway from Achimota to in Sanwom. It's still under construction, so you cannot even have any dual roads in this country apart from these two highways. So these are problem we facing.
So let me go to Terry.
I think as a country we should have a solution to this kind of problem. A whole nation having only two highways. When you go to Kumasi, I don't think you can even get to you can even have any highways. No highway.
All right, let's hear Teddy. Let's hear Teddy. Yeah, Teddy.
For our road development, I really don't know. I think is it to do with the money or the willpower? The willpower, I don't know. I really don't know.
So basically, can we say that probably there are more deaths on the road than even a war zone?
I think the issue is not only not having a dual carriage is a contributing factor, but there are many issues. You have many drivers who are not fit to drive. They are fitters. They just go around the corner. They think they know how to drive. They don't know how to drive. And you have, how do you call it, cars which are not fit to be on the roads.
Yeah.
And you have roads which are not well done by contractors.
Yes.
And you have people some drivers are short-sighted.
Yeah.
And they're not supposed to drive. So it's a whole lot of issues. A whole lot and some car. I always say, what I don't understand, a car like VIP, this car, is it VIP? The red car, is it VIP?
Yeah, it's VIP, yeah.
I think that car, I've always heard of it, that car should be banned. Because his cars are always getting that accident. Always. If you have 10 accidents, it's one or two of his cars are involved. And I
Yeah,
think they should take his license away from him.
I see.
That one will be that won't be a huge problem because it's not owned by one person. You know, a lot of business, a lot of investors as invest into VIP. A lot of big guys in this country has their own VIP buses working for them. So it's not for only one person whereby government can say you ban VIP from operating because there
Okay.
are so many people who are invested in it and it's
Yeah,
just
but
managing by these people. But as Teddy was saying, it's not only maybe poor construction of our road. Now, sometimes when we are using our road, you see this long vehicle parking on the roadside. That's what happened to our own brother, this boxer. Oh,
Dr.
Joshua.
Madu?
Joshua, when he visited Nigeria,
Yes.
there was a car which was break down at the roadside. And
Yeah.
they didn't even see. They thought maybe they are in UK, whereby you can drive on the highway like 100 or 200 kilometers, not seeing anything. Before they realized the car was, at the place, and he just lost his his trainers and other stuff. So
but
this,
the driver was a local driver. It was a local driver who driving them.
he should have known better. But as I said, if we have an institution whereby any breakdown of this vehicle is being told from our rules, I think this also can help. But rather leaving there, they even call their mechanics to work on it. I don't think this can happen the Western world, whereby you'll be repairing cars at the roadside.
Those
That's what
cars,
they have been doing.
but those cars needs to be towed to the
Yeah,
workshop, isn't
instead
it?
of them to told it to maybe a workshop or other stuff, they prefer working at the roadside.
So
There's no
Teddy might be right saying that the rule of
yeah,
law is weak.
as Teddy said, it's not everybody who have this kind of long sighted to drive.
Okay,
Before
Let's have Teddy. Teddy was saying something. Yeah.
so
Teddy.
do you remember during the Chambers regime, all these long distance cars, they were only allowed to plow the streets on particular times. You remember?
Yeah.
it's still working here.
Yeah.
But the law is not being enforced because I know this long vehicle should
we
move
were
around
kids then, but we heard
8:30
of all
to
that.
9 there. But these days you will see them using the road around 6, 7, 5 there.
So the
Causing
rule
a lot
of law
of
is weak. It's a rule of law. And
After-
we need to really strengthen the rule of law. Either
said-
the
I
zero
said-
tolerance of the rule of law, or we bring back that IGP that left. What's his name? Is he
Dr. George Dampare.
Dampare? Because he brought in some serious zero tolerance aspect of policing that changed the terrain within a short time.
Even at his regime, these various churches were even having difficult to giving us this kind of prophecies and other stuff.
So I don't know why that man was let go. I don't know.
I'm just hoping this current IGP will continue with this initiative. Christian Tete to continue with this initiative because he was working under the previous IGP. So I think it will be better.
Do you think this particular IGP is a bit too soft?
No, I've followed Christian Tete before, and the same thing to Dr. George Kufu Dampare. When Christian Tete was Greater Accra Regional Commander, anytime the police service is going for I do follow him. He's not I don't know, Nana. He's not a soft type person, but when the moment you occupy this kind of position, there are so many big hands calling you to do what they want. I think maybe that's what That's what we are seeing, because Christian Teteru is not this kind of soft person, but giving you this position, you have to work for your employees. So I think that's what he's doing.
All right,
I think
guys.
that's what he's doing.
Like I said, new year, new resolution, and so we're just gonna round up, and so we want to stick with time, and I'm so grateful to you guys. Any final word from you, Godfrey?
Yeah, Nana. The Ministry of Transport, are still in I don't know how I should put it.
I think that mention the Ministry of Transport is quite a very important one. I think let's spend a few minutes on that, both yourself and Teddy and myself.
The ministry is having problem
What's the situation? What's happening with the transportation issue?
Yeah, Nana, as I've been saying always, we have transportation issues in this country, and this truck drivers and other stuff, this truck drivers,
yes,
they are just
hijacking the face.
Yes, they don't even go by the directives from the ministry.
So why doesn't the ministry enforce it?
Now, the ministry cannot enforce it because government has not provided any buses. They are just providing the service. So when they are providing the service, that's what they will be doing.
Godfrey, great point. I'm trying to interject. So why doesn't the government roll out government transportation to rival the private ones, like it's done in everywhere?
Nana, the problem with the government is that anytime, let me use Ayalolo as an example.
Yes.
This GPRT, they own this this GPRT, they own this truck road and other stuff. So government giving them this opportunity to operate this Ayalolo. I know they will definitely run Ayalolo down because they will not allow Ayalolo to work effectively, whilst their business will collapse.
But government is the one with the biggest budgets, and
so you should have given it to a private institution to run Ayalolo. I think that would be the best
effective. I get where you are coming from, because privatization works in certain areas, and it's also sometimes the public sector also can work effectively, because it depends on the leadership, like you said earlier. You understand? So if government has a rival transportation system, I think that the private bit, will control a bit to certain directives from government. But let's also look at the housing. It's the same with the rents. They've left everything in the private hands.
The government has not,
let Teddy come in. Teddy, let Teddy come in a bit. Let Teddy come in a bit. Teddy, I know you might tilt towards the private side a bit, but don't you think that sometimes leadership can run effective systems as well?
Well, if the transport union has a vested interest, then I think that also comes into play. That means they'll try to undermine the government's, as Godfrey is saying. So it boils down to square one again. So the point is, you cannot, if you have that system, you cannot have a price mechanism in place. I think, and also, it's not going to work. Actually, I think they must allow the system to work itself when it comes to pricing. Those who if they want to charge a higher price and they can provide a quality service, so be it. So you have those who can't afford. It's just like you have so many cars in Ghana. So,
Teddy, please let me come in. It's not that who can afford higher price or not. It's the whole thing cut across. Because in the morning they will have their way of pricing. In the evening they have their way of pricing. In the afternoon they have their way of pricing. So as I said, the government should know how to procure a lot of buses and giving it to this private
run, because when you give these buses to this GPRT and other transport
True.
operators,
His
they
voice
run it
dropped a
down
bit.
because they also have their own buses working for them. They will not allow government buses to work, and this is what we are having, because previous government Ayalolo was having 200 and something buses.
Now only 80 buses is working.
I see. Very
Now
sad.
only 80 buses is working. So it means GPRTU couldn't, operate these buses because they have their own trotro and this kind of
Look, from all
vehicle
that we
working
are
for them.
saying, we need an effective leadership to sanitize this nonsense that keeps going on. Period. That
As I
also,
said,
yeah, go on.
as I said, the ministry is still having discussions with this transport union on how they can come up with only a nice, fare for passengers, because
Yes.
you can't be taking the law into your own hands and be charging passengers with any fare that you think it will suit you. Because anytime you try to maybe make a comment about it, they will be telling you that they buy fuel, spare parts is too expensive and other stuff. So they also have to have
But
their
upon
own way
well,
of.
the government managed to put the fuel prices down. Yet they will not
No,
bring the
no,
prices.
they will come up with a different explanation to counter whatever you come up with. They will come up with a different explanation. So I think the best way or best thing for government to do is to have
An
their
alternative.
own, like the way when you go to UK, I think is the transport system is being run by the government.
Yeah, but my point is, I still believe it's leadership, because this nonsense thing can be resolved, including the housing facilities. You can't just leave housing in the hands of just private people. Look at the rent they charge people. Ridiculous. And most people are sleeping on the streets and at the mercy of mosquitoes. Absolutely nonsense. Anyway, like I said, I don't want us to go beyond an hour. New year, new resolution. And
New York.
yes. So your final word, Teddy, because I think Godfrey's final word, he used it for the transport thing. So Teddy, final word.
Let's hope that the economy improves and jobs are created for the youth.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, all our viewers across the globe. This is Voice of London Television with a feed to Voice of London Radio. You can watch us on our channel, on our website, www.voltv.co.uk or volradio.co.uk. Also on all the social media handles. My name is Nana. See you and thank you for watching. And bye-bye to all our fervent social media guests that join us. Teddy, God bless you so much, and we love you to the maximum.